Hi, Nikki here from Purple Patch Fishing. Well, where I am at the fabulous Mallacoota Inlet and going to do some soft plastic fishing for bream. So I've got my hands on these new lures from Hurricane. They're called the Sprat Ci4 and they're a nice thin profile soft plastic lure, and I cannot wait to see what I can catch on these, what size I can catch on these. Just having a bit of a soft plastics flick. The lure I'm using is a Hurricane Sprat Ci4 and I've chosen it because it's a thin profile like a bait fish, and the colour I'm using is motor oil. So I've just cast out, then you let the lure sink to the bottom, and then once it's sunk and hit the bottom, then you just lift it gently off the bottom and then wind it up and let it sink again. So you work it all the way back to the boat, because you never know where the fish are going to be. They could be right over there, but they could be right here too. So, alright, so cast the lure out. I just usually wind up the slack a bit. Then watch the line, it's sort of straight, and then when the lure hits the bottom, the line, you get a real sink, a sag in the line, so you know it's on the bottom. And you don't have to be in a hurry, but then I just give a couple of winds and just lift the lure up, wait for it to sink again. So when I lift the lure up, I lift the rod tip probably a metre. It depends on the depth of the water you're in. If you're in shallow water, you can't lift it a metre because it'll come out of the water. But it's just nice and slow. Sometimes I'll do 2 little lifts like that, but other times I might just do 1. Just depends. You mix it up. You can't go wrong with soft plastics as long as you're letting them get to the bottom, and you can leave it on the bottom. I haven't lifted it. It's sitting on the bottom. I'm just leaving it. I'll give it a lift when I'm ready. It's not hard fishing style. It's not too technical. Check out this little bream I just got. He's on a Sprat Ci4 Hurricane in the motor oil colour. Jigman jig head. It's got a worm nose head on it, and the weight is a 330 tooths, 30 seconds. Oh, geez, took it. Look at that down the mouth. Ooh, he was hungry. Great, we'll take that out and give him a measure. He's probably mid-30s, low to mid-30s. On a nice little bream. Oh, I'm fishing with a Hurricane Sprat Ci4 in iceberg colour. I haven't used this colour yet, but I like it because I think the bream like it. Oh, he's not happy. I've already done 1 lap of the boat. Try and get him up the front. Just got to take your time when you're trying to land your fish. Most fish are lost at the boat because people get impatient. I've got leader now, so I just take my time, wear him out. Oh, come on, you bugger. I'm going to come up the front here. He doesn't want to come up, this one. He's got a lot of curry in him. I'm hoping it's a really good one. Not just one with an attitude. Come on. Yeah, it's not a huge one, but he's just got attitude. I'd say he's probably mid-30s. So it's just, he picked that lure up off the bottom. I just felt the little tick, and then I knew that I had one. I just lifted. Oh, he's not bad. And the reason why he's taken off is it's a yellowfin, and they fight differently to a black bream. Oh, he's a good size anyway. Look at that little sprat sitting there. Iceberg. Nice yellowfin bream to start off the day. I've caught that on a Hurricane Sprat 65, little soft plastic, and colour is iceberg. I haven't used it before, I'll be using it again. It's fantastic. Good fun. The rod I'm using this morning is my new Dusk rod. It's 7 foot long. It's got a fast taper, which is really good for hooking with the single hooks with soft plastics. If you'd like to know more about the outfit, go to my YouTube channel and check out the video. We've just put this beautiful bream on the new Hurricane tournament rulers. Now, as you can see, that the mouth's right on the end of the ruler, and it's measuring 39 centimetres, which it's estimated to be about 900 grams, and it's probably about 25 years old, this fish, so it's pretty old. Beautiful blue lips. Just had a hit. So I'm watching the line, and as well I could feel that through the rod. The rod's made of graphite, and I've actually got my hand on the rod through the grip, and you could feel every little bite. Watching the line also helps because you can see that line just straighten a little bit. But also, if you think you've got a hit, then you strike it. Oh. You didn't come back. I'll have to have another go at that area. Casting out, letting that lure just hit the bottom. Watching that line for the sink. Yeah, so. Remember to change up your retrieve, a couple of little lifts. Next time I might just do one gentle lift. Just as long as you get that lure onto the bottom. So it's sitting there, moving around, making some vibration for the fish to feel, and they'll feel it through the lateral line. Oh, yes, I'm on! Oh. He picked that lure up off the bottom. It just hit the bottom and I feel the tick, lift. Oh, always good. Oh, that's a nice size bream. Wow. Now I've swapped colours too. Same profile, the thin profile swim bait, but I've changed to the camo colour, which is sort of orange and black. Looks really good. Oh, here he comes. Oh, let's grab that net. Oh, that's a nice fish. Oh, got him. Ah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, wow. Quality Mallacoota Bream. Look at that Sprat 65. Way to go, Hurricane. Well, what a quality fish that is. He's nice and heavy, thick, great fun, great fight. The little Hurricane Sprat 65 doing the damage in the camo. He just picked that up off the bottom and ran. Oh, that's so much fun. If you're not into soft plastics fishing, you've got to get into it because it's easy and it's fun and you catch quality fish like this. Give it a go, hey? Well, I just lost my leader and my jig head, unfortunately, so just retying. It doesn't take much. I'm using 4-pound leader, lots of juice, and I'm using double uni knot. The double uni knot is a knot that I like to tie. It is a nice strong knot and it's fairly slim. This is a leader that I'm using. It's FC Rock fluorocarbon in 4-pound. It's very abrasive resistant and it's also got a really thin diameter and ties a good knot. Spot up at the front of the boat here. I've got my foot pedal for the electric. I'm just steering, working my way around the jetty. I've got my sounder so I can see the depth and everything else I need to see. And I get to cast where I want to cast. Get myself positioned right into the jetties. Good stuff. Hopefully it means I get the fish. This lure that I'm using is made out of Flexitech, which is very light and buoyant. So when the lure hits the bottom, it's sort of the jig head will sit in the bottom, the tail wafts up in the current, and so you can leave it there, and the fish will see it. It'll come over. A lot of the time, the bream will actually pick that lure up off the bottom. So don't be frightened to leave it there for a bit. Oh, just had a hit. So I'm watching the line the whole time, and it's so tiny sometimes you actually don't feel it through the rod, but you see that line just all of a sudden goes like that, if that happens. Been smashing the bream here on the Sprat 65. Remember to like the video and subscribe so I can keep making more. Well, we've just caught this 42 centimetre Mallacoota bream on a Hurricane Sprat 65. And we've come into the shallows so we can do some filming to release it and get some nice underwater footage. Look at those blue lips, beautiful big fish. About over 30 years old. Alright, we're going to let this big one go in the shallows and watch it swim away. Oh, look at that. Just move him around in the water just a little bit. He has been in the live well, he's very strong. I think it's safe to say that the Hurricane Sprat 65 is going to be a gun lure. It has done the damage this morning. If you want to get your hands on some, you need to go to hurricanelures.com.au. Catch you next time on the water.